I feel sorry for kids these days, man, because I mean, you're already living in a glass house. And then on top of that, a decision that you make, millions of people know about it immediately. You know, back when we were coming up, like, you probably wouldn't know about that stuff till after we graduated, 5 years after we graduated. But now people know your business instantly. And it's not just, one or two people, it's millions, it's the whole world. The whole world knows that you made a mistake instantly. And that is crazy. Like, I didn't even know about this incident. But if this happened in today's time, the whole world knows instantly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and he talked about how, when you talk about Detroit, like during that time, everybody loved Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? Everywhere. Except for Detroit.
The bad boys represented the city. And so I remember seeing people like, you wearing Jordans? To the point where we would clown people for rocking Jordans. And then Uncle Chuck was like, I like Nike, but wait a minute. I was like, oh, I'm done for show now.
Right. Right.
Where he said it got to the point where if you were like wearing Jordans, people would clown you. Like, yo, take off those weak ass Jordans. Is that true?
Kinda, sort of. I mean, because we had a hatred toward Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I always tell, so I live in Chicago now, and I always tell people, Detroit was the reason for Jordan's toughness. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like no blood, no foul with the Pistons. And, it was a no layup rule, all of that stuff. I mean, you talking about James Edwards throwing bows at you. And, the bad boys, they weren't called bad boys for nothing. And so I always tell people in Chicago that we're the reason for Jordan's toughness. Like, he had to go through us to really feel like he did something. So shout out to Detroit.
Oh yeah. No, John Salley is actually a regular on the show.
Yeah?
And
Sally a good dude. That's my frat brother.
Yeah, that's my man. He's here all the time. And the one thing that always upset everyone that he would always say is that he said that out of all the players that he's played with, that Scottie Pippen, not Michael Jordan, is the most skilled player he's ever played with.
I think Scottie is more skilled than all of them. Scottie Pippen is probably the most skilled player I've ever played with.
Really?
Yeah. And his hands come to his shins. Okay? Standing straight up.
Right? And
what's his reasoning behind that, though?
He just said just pure skill-wise, in terms of pure basketball ability, the way he plays the ball and the way he can play his positions, he feels that he's a better player. And he would keep saying this over and over again. I remember when I interviewed Jalen, I brought this up, and he said, man, listen.
I'm going to tell you what that is. I know what that is.
What is it?
Deep down in his heart, you ask him, what team do you identify with the most in your career, Sal? And he's going to be like, the bad boys. So it's only right for him to feel like that about MJ. He can't help it. He can't help it.
If you were to ask John Salley, even though John Salley played with Jordan on the Bulls, he said even if you ask John Salley what team he identifies himself with, it's the bad boys.
Right.
And he thinks that there's an ulterior motive.
Oh,
for
that
him
he doesn't like Jordan
because he's a bad boy. And when I brought this up to Sally, he's like, "Yeah, he's right." There's always like a low level of hating because you're a bad boy against Jordan, even though you played with him and got championships with him.
I don't know. I can't say. I know Scottie's taller, and he's able to play more positions, but skill?
Yeah.
What? You talking about a man who jumped from the free throw line? What? Skill? Sally, I had to disagree with you, my brother. I love you, but I had to disagree with you. And I didn't play, but I watched, and that was my era. I I don't know. I couldn't say it.